But you know the problem with you, Mr. Bhadoria, is that you gave half the story to my viewers. And for me, it's very important viewers get the full story. The full story is this. The full story is this. The full story is this.
Much back in history.
The full story is this.
From 1989 onwards, when Mayawati was not even the chief minister.
Achha, the full story.
And the meteoric rise started simultaneously for both people.
Listen to the full story. The full story is at 15 minutes past 12 noon, 2 days later. So on the 4th, Mayawati sends a letter saying we really need to take action to protect investors. We need to take action against Sahara India Financial Corporation. You send a letter to the RBI. Within 48 hours, pat, a mysterious visitor enters Mayawati's house. Gaurav Bhatia, this part will be very interesting for you. It's 15 minutes past 12 and a car comes into Mayawati's house and there is a meeting between two people. Mayawati meets one person. After this meeting, within hours of this meeting with this person, the BSP government changes its position on Sahara. Okay. Yeah. Do you know who that meeting was with, Gaurav? Do you know who I'm talking about?
No, I don't know. Please tell me. And I think even the viewers want to know. Tell me.
Well, you may have this...
No, 1 minute. Now look how both of you are on the back foot.
I think
look what both of you are on the back foot.
No, this is all concocted. If whatever action, the whole Uttar Pradesh knows this, that Behan Mayawati was the only person who took action against Sahara.
Look there. You both 1 minute. Look there. I'll tell you the full story. Now let me share the full story with the viewers. The person who Mayawati had a meeting with.
No.
The person who Mayawati had a meeting with on the subject, his name is Mulayam Singh Yadav.
Sahara has been selling.
Mayawati had a meeting with Mulayam Singh Yadav. Mayawati had a meeting with Mulayam Singh Yadav, please both of you. And the ostensible subject of the meeting was to discuss the constitution of the UP Human Rights Commission.
Arnab.
No, 1 minute. Gaurav, listen to the full story and then react.
Okay, it is impossible.
Listen to the full story and then react.
It is impossible.
Well, this is, of course, there are meetings.
If you say that, I strongly deny it.
In the assembly,
it is impossible.
It is impossible.
Gaurav, I'm putting 2 and 2 together. Okay, listen, it's so clear to people.
No,
on the 4th,
you are.
I only urge you.
What is your source? Come to the fact.
What are you
Today
relying
he
on?
owes 24,000, 30,000 crore rupees
Mr. Bhadoria,
investors.
Mr. Bhadoria,
we are the only ones in the country today
don't get so defensive that you both don't let me speak. I will complete my comment and then get reactions. Allow me. 3 things happened. To dear viewers, let me tell you 3 things happened.
We are saying that the Supreme Court decision should be implemented and the SEBI's direction should be also followed strictly. That is what we are demanding.
I heard you, Mr. Bhadoria, but let me now tell the viewers, just give me 30 seconds.
But do you know this thing on the another channel? There is a Samajwadi Party leader who is saying that the SEBI is wrong.
Mr. Bhadoria, the fact of the matter is this, if you allow me 30 seconds. 3 things happen and the viewers need to know these 3 things happen simultaneously. I have decided now, Mr. Bhadoria, to disregard the heckling and continue with the truth. 3 things happen. On the 4th, Mayawati writes to the RBI saying take tough action against Sahara India Financial Corporation. On the 6th, there is a meeting between Mayawati and Mulayam. The world is told that the meeting is about the constitution of the UP Human Rights Commission. But within 3 or 4 hours of the meeting, the government of Mayawati says that the state government is of the view that the RBI is the competent authority to take final decision in the matter, as it alone is in the view of full and complete facts, circumstances and documents which have resulted in the passing of the said order. And in fact, the UP government official wanted his earlier letter treated as withdrawn in view of the above observation. Medha Patkar, please tell me, is it possible that the Mayawati government on the 4th of June...
I would like to come in first.
No.
If you are making an allegation, let me
I am not making an allegation. I am simply saying 3 things. Please remember one thing. Remember one thing.
You are making an allegation.
I am not making an allegation.
Not against us.
Where is the allegation? I am simply saying that 3 things happen. I am simply saying that 3 things happen, not decide. I am simply saying that 3 things happen.
I may be making a plea. That is all right.
I think it is unfortunate that you are not allowing us to speak.
Gaurav Bhatia, 1 minute. Gaurav, there are other panelists. 3 things happen. Mayawati decides to go against...
But then you were talking about my party leader. I have to decide, I have to speak.
Yes,
and
but
I have
others
to defend
can have a view.
my party
you see,
and my party
you
leader.
talk about
Mulayam
your
If you
party.
make
Mulayam
but if you make a reference to my party,
yes, but your party leader is not the supreme. Not the supreme leader of the country. Please remember, the way
I am saying,
Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav can be talked about. You can't make it appear, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia. Please do not interrupt me now. Every time I mention it, 3 things happen. I will repeat it. Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, let others also come in. I'll come to you.
No,
Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, please, Mr. Bhatia, please understand this. 3 things happen.
Okay,
Mayawati decides Mayawati decides to go against Sahara. Then Mulayam meets Mayawati on another subject. Within hours of that, Mayawati decides not to go against Sahara. I am not saying that Mulayam influenced the decision. All I am saying it's very interesting.
As a leader of opposition,
it's very interesting.
He's supposed to meet.
It's very interesting and intriguing. It's very interesting and intriguing.
You are failing to understand. As a leader of opposition, Mr. Mulayam Singh Yadav is supposed to meet the CM because
I'm not born yesterday.
Statute says so.
Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, much as you may like to think so, I am not born yesterday that I think an opposition leader can't meet Mayawati. All I'm saying is moments after the opposition leader meets Mayawati, she changes her position on Sahara. That's all. I'm not saying Mulayam, you are being on the defensive.
Were you present at the meeting?
You've gone on the defensive on the subject.
No, but then because you were casting aspersions.
I haven't made an
accusation. It is not fair.
I have only made an observation.
Why are you then mentioning the meeting?
There is a meeting.
Why are you mentioning the meeting?
Why are you embarrassed about a meeting?
You are saying that Mayawati softened her stand after the meeting because you are giving the sequence to give this impression to the viewers, which I don't accept.
Fine. Please remember, don't forget who nominated whom.
It was a statutory meeting.
Meghnad Desai. Meghnad Desai.
Sahara Sharif, which is known across
Meghnad Desai, please. Meghnad Desai.
I think the strength of their protest, the strength of the protest of those people almost proves that they know they are guilty.
Who is those people?
Really?
Who is those
people?
The
people who are not letting you speak.
You mean Gaurav Bhatia?
People are not letting you speak.
Right.
Well, I don't know who is who, but I can't see anybody sitting in London.
Well, it's Gaurav Bhatia.
I can't see anybody sitting in London.
No, it's Gaurav Bhatia. Gaurav Bhatia says today he's building a distance between Subrata Roy and Mulayam Singh. It's fine. I am not saying that Subrata Roy and Subrata Roy, Sahara Group and Mulayam Singh Yadav are very close. But I am saying that in 2003 when Mulayam Singh Yadav came to power, he nominated Subrata Roy to the UP Development Council. Right? And Mulayam Singh also
TMA Pai.
Yeah.
Why do you forget these names?
Yeah, but there was a fight between
Mangalam Birla, Anil Ambani.
There was a fight between. No, one second. There was a fight.
Why do you say that he was nominated?
No, I'll keep it. I'm not making any accusation.
Arnab, please be fair.
Simply,
don't give half facts to the viewers.
Yeah, I'll give you the complete fact.
Don't give half facts to the viewers.
Now let me share the complete fact. The complete fact is this: that in 2006 there was a huge fight between the Congress party and Mulayam Singh Yadav. And do you know what the fight was about? Again, the fight was about Subrata Roy.
No, Subrata Roy
says that you are getting back at Mulayam Singh said that you are raiding and troubling people like Subrata Roy because I have made them members of the UP Development Council. And Subrata Roy said in an interview in March last year, he said everybody offered me a Rajya Sabha seat but I will never join politics. I don't know who that everybody is. One can only imagine who offered him a Rajya Sabha seat. Then when Subrata Roy had a problem with Subrata Roy, when he had a problem with Jet Airways, it was Mulayam Singh who came out.
Forces which sent Anil Ambani into Rajya Sabha.
I am only stating facts
can I just
tonight.
Say one thing to you?
I
think it is important tonight that we talk about the issue in hand. The issue in hand is whether the state government was following the rule book, whether the state government was performing its duties. If you give me, just listen to me, Arnab, don't interrupt, I request you. The UP police searched for him immediately after getting the NBW. Then they issued the lookout circular. After that, he was arrested within 36 hours. Then he was escorted by the police in a police vehicle. After that, he was produced before the magistrate. Does it appear to you that the state police
I am making another observation that if I'm not mistaken, I'll make factual observations. Factual observation, Medha Patkar, is this. Let's get Medha Patkar.
I would like to
say there is something called the SEBI Amendment Bill. 1 minute. There's something called the SEBI Amendment Bill. The SEBI Amendment Bill is intended to provide more strength to SEBI to crack down on Ponzi schemes, Ponzi schemes, dubious chit fund schemes. And I'm not making any accusation against Samajwadi Party. Why should I? But I am just saying that even Gaurav Bhatia knows that his party is bitterly opposed to the SEBI Amendment Bill. In other words, his party is bitterly opposed to attempts to give the SEBI more strength to crack down on Ponzi schemes.
Listen to me.
Why is
a bill can be opposed on the basis of the form and the language and the way it is being presented.
Medha Patkar, you buy that?
See, if you say that Samajwadi Party has opposed it,
Medha Patkar feels there's more than meets the eye. Medha Patkar is replying to.
I'm saying that the nexus between the politicians and corporates is weakening the whole democracy. Not just SEBI, but every single agency and institution. So they don't want the strong acts. They don't want Jan Lokpal. They don't want the state level enactments that would strengthen the present Lokayuktas or no Lokayukta states also. And hence this goes on. Meeting between Mayawati and Mulayam Singh need not be questioned unless we know the details of the talks there. But without even meeting, it is very clear that all the politicians in the so-called mainstream parties, with due exceptions, are hands in gloves with the corporates, and they don't talk about the corporates they are with. No, like the Modi is with Adani, who earned 47,000 crores worth estates in 15 years.
Yeah.
And yet their lawlessness, their arajakta, their violation of laws and regulations are not questioned, because if one questions it, then the others would question the others also. So they know that they are in the same ship, and they are in the common voyage, and hence it is necessary that only the aam insan, the nagrik of this country should raise the voice. And it is also necessary that the strong enactments come into being, but it is also necessary that the top corporates which are also funding the elections are exposed.
Ladies and gentlemen, totally short of time. The point is this tonight. Political parties should take a tough position on these issues. But as I wrap up tonight, I want to go to the pictures once again of Subrata Roy being taken in a police van. Let's go to those pictures full frame. And what is the issue which is raised here? Tonight, many viewers will believe that this actually is an inversion of power. Very few people would have believed that Subrata Roy could have been taken in a police van. Why do political parties take the standard route today? Law will take its own course. Does the law take its own course vis-a-vis powerful people with strong political interests? That's the broader question tonight, and we'll follow the story of the arrest, the drama, and the custody. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me on debate number 1 tonight.